is Cape at Cape's Corner Creations. I'm back with another journal that we're going to walk through. As I promised, there'll be more and more videos, hopefully several times a week, and we will begin with this beautiful book. This journal is quite large. It has a beautiful spine dangle here on the side, which is removable like the others. It's very stuffed, filled with all kinds of journal writing space, journal cards. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to take this down. The spine jewelry is just some of the material that I used as on the cover. Some ribbons, some old lace, some embroidery thread, some dangles, some old jewelry beads. It's quite fun. And this beautiful ribbon. Let's take this down. That holds it tied. The spine is 1.5 inches. We have a pretty piece of lace with the matching ribbon. The cover is the same, both sides. It's not too hard a covered book journal, but the material makes it sturdy. As you can see, it's very wide. It has a 6-inch gator mouth. It is very full and stuffed with all kinds of trinkets and note cards, journal cards, writing paper, so many things. And we're going to go through it. So here we go. I am going to just put this little thing under here so we can get the page up. The front and the back cover have matching paper. Journal, you know, it's a, I love this journal. This paper is a scrapbooking paper, but I love it on the journal here. So our first pocket is made from lace. We have this journal card, lots of writing space there. A lot of flowers in this book, as I will explain here. This is just a letter from myself, and inside every journal I put a little note with a name. This journal's name is Flora, the goddess of flowers and spring. You know, there's so many flowers in this journal, I decided just to go with the flower. So her name is Flora. So that's what's in that front pocket. This is a pocket with a journal card for lots of writing space, front and back. You can use them both. This here is just a brown paper bag that I glued on there. All scraps and little pieces of things around your house are great little additions to your journal. This is just a coffee dyed and ink dyed piece of paper for a little journaling. It makes a great little card for gifts even. Tuck this back in. Up here we have little words, and so the adventure begins. Those are from, let's see if I have it handy. Yes, I do. And that's from, pretty sure, it's Tim Holtz. Let's see if I can find the cover of this. Yes, from Tim Holtz. There's a pamphlet you can get with all kinds of sayings on there. And I love words in the journal. Inspirational little words. This one says kind. This one, and so the adventure begins. This page is just a picture of flowers and a little bench. I had some old garden books, so I just used that picture there. I put a ribbon to separate the page and the picture, so there's lots of writing space down the side here. On this page is a 3-tuck pocket. Each one has a little journaling card for writing space on the back of there. This one says cheerful, more writing space. This word wishes, this little button is, and ribbons are just things I have in my drawer here. This is an old magazine from a crochet book, and I just used a piece of junk mail to glue that on there to make it a little more sturdy because the paper is very old, very fragile. These books were from like the 60s and 70s, so they're a bit fragile. And a little stencil on the side. The next page is got some ribbon rickrack here and a little bling. We always need some bling. This pocket again is probably from Tim Holtz. Some papers. I made this little envelope with a button here, a little stamp, make it look like mail, and some lace and some washi tape and little pictures cut right out of a magazine, old gardening magazine. And inside this little envelope, there's a piece of coffee dyed paper, nearly a full sheet of paper, for lots of writing space, both front and back. And that slips right inside here. And this little envelope just made from some scrapbooking paper with washi tape on the side to hold it together. And that slips right in there. Little butterfly paper. There is beauty in simplicity. How so is that? Sometimes we miss taking time to look at the small things that give us pleasure, like a little tiny butterfly. This page I really enjoyed because it was able to hold several little items. You have a band here in the front that houses this little paper. Choose to shine. And again, it's a full page of writing journal space, coffee dyed and ink stained. These little pockets just made from old book pages. And we have a little journaling card here with writing space. And soon there will be more and more videos of how to make all of these things, and I will build a book with you from cover to cover. That includes the book cover, the signatures, how to attach it all together, and how to make ephemera for your journals. This page is very girly, very blingy. Go where your heart takes you for a little inspiration. This is a large journal card for writing space and an old map page on the back, and I love the colors, the pink, so brings life to it. This is just another little pink flowery card of journal cardstock. Little piece of thread just tied a knot and glued down. Some more bling. Some lace here on the side with an old earring that the other one had been lost. And I love the little dangles on the journals. A little piece of material and these little beads. And you have this tiny little journaling card with flowers, writing space. Great for appointment keeping, reminders. You can use those and tuck them in your wallet. And here we have another little envelope sort of page. Behind is selecting perennials for a long season of bloom. Little bit, not the entire paragraph, but most of it there, with a little flower garden behind. More journaling space here. Coffee dyed papers. Use all kinds of papers, whatever I have in my craft closet, and I have all sorts of things. This page is very cute. Just a little V-cup tuck. This leaf ribbon, it comes in different colors. Right now I just have pink and green, but this is all green, and I love the way it just goes along as if it's growing right off the page. These little tucks, this little button says handmade with love. I love the old newspaper prints and magazines. Little writing space there. This one here, I have writing paper on the back. And then there's this here. This was just a collage of some papers and just glued together with some writing space on the back. It's very thin, but it's durable, so there's plenty of room there to write. With a little cluster on there, a little lace, a little flower, a little bead, pearl. Same with these. And capture. You have to capture those special moments, and sometimes writing it down is a helpful reminder so you don't forget them. The next page again is some more journaling cards, a little collage of different papers on the back here. More information about flowers. This whole book has flower information and pictures of flowers and gardening flowers, and sometimes you just have to have flowers. This more journaling space to write on. You can even write on the front of this. And this as well, you can write on the front and the back. This page says, do your best. You know, sometimes we think our best isn't good enough, and really, if you're trying, then it is your best. So today, do your best. With a little cluster of just papers, writing paper, some old drawing paper, coloring paper, just scraps. I keep all the scraps. I keep it nearby in a little bin. That way I can go there and spend hours sometimes just making little clusters out of my scrap bin. So I have them ready for the next time I am looking for one. And we have just some lace and some ribbon here. More writing space on both sides. This side, again, different ribbon, and it says, and friendship. Over here, just a pretty page with flowers. Today is full of possibilities. We all need to think that so that you can encourage each other with small inspirational words. Sometimes it helps to activate our creativity. This is some matte paper that I glued to an envelope. And in here you have two little journaling cards. It's just a little bit of ribbon. Nothing fancy, just a little ink. Makes them so cute, ready to use. Also, there's an envelope here. This is just old junk mail envelopes. Put a little washi tape on there. This one says, creativity takes courage. It does take courage, but it's all fun to watch yourself make things, journal, water the garden. All beneficial to your creativity. This is an old piece of maybe some tracing paper that you can write on there. Coffee dyed and ink stained paper in there. So you can put your little memento secrets in there and tuck it away. I feel so lucky. This is a little cluster of paper. Oh, actually, it's material and ribbon. No paper in this one, and a little sparkly ribbon. A little side tuck over here with some writing space and butterflies on there. Coffee dyed paper for writing space on there, and a little collage of old papers, little scraps of paper all together. This little doily with a little bling. Love little bling. And this page is all writing space here. Over here we have a little flower and bow and some doilies glued down, little envelopes made out of little paper. This little collage flower, just a piece of paper, a little heavier like cardstock paper. Maybe it was a piece of cardboard, you know, that was inside a package or something, and I used it to just cut out some leaves and glued that all down with a little pearl. And inside this little envelope there's a little tiny writing space. If you could see, I don't know if I can show you this. Here, let me get in the camera. I don't know if you can see it. Well, there's lines on there. It depends on the lighting, I guess. But you can write on this side and on this side. And there's another little piece of paper made into a little journaling card. You can write little notes on there. If you need to jot down a phone number or somebody's email, you can use those little cards. Here's another journaling card. On the back is a little birdhouse. It's just too cute. I thought that was cute for our garden. Another little writing space there. And in the third envelope, we have a bigger journaling card with a flower. It's tucked right in there. So you have 3 different tucks. It says bloom. This times we're living in is everyone's doing more gardening, more journaling, more, making your own things. It's actually quite a good thing. I'm finding it very rejuvenating to get back to basics, as they say, making things from scratch. This is more journaling cards here. This one's a little harder. These are a little harder, so you can use them underneath other pages if you need to. I do incorporate them in most journals that I make, and they're handy to have, and they're great for bookmarks or recipe cards, whatever you need them for, and you can put other things in your pockets. More journaling space. Here's one just pretty, some paper that's edged to put some ink. Also with this music sheet paper, again with a little ink on there, and on the back some journaling space. You can also use your little paper here to write things on. More journaling space. There's a little cluster with some white pearls and flowers, some papers, ribbon. This little envelope made out of an old book page of perennial information. Joyful friend here. And you open this, and then inside there is a little booklet of paper that you can write. This is a very old, this is an old piece of an ad for flower packets, seeds, and you can get 10 for $1.50. Now that was quite a while back, because now I'm sure I don't even know if you can get one for $1.50. So that's an old piece right there. And here we have, like I said, we have some writing pages. A little journal inside a journal. 2, 3, 4, so there's 8 pages in there. And then there's this little paper here that you can also write on. I'm going to close that up. A little washi tape there. More journaling space over here. There's little journaling cards. I love the old pictures. Oh, paper bag. Any paper works great for journaling. More coffee dyed paper here and here. So you have these 2 little cards, plus you have this page to write on. Let's see. This is just a really pretty flower with a little butterfly put on the top of there, just because it's cute. Then we have this page here. Let's see. Yes, then we have this page. Alright, there was a minor interruption in the house. Dog. But anyway, I'm back. Our little world, it says here. Our little world has really come together with all over the world, isn't it? With everybody having to deal with the same things at the same time. So a little joy is always a good thing. We're writing about our endeavors as we go through this time in your journal. More writing space. Here's a little tuck. It's empty. Just put your things in there for a special little letter or piece of mail that you want to put away. And on the very other side, there's another pocket. It has a very large journaling card made from a collage of different paper. There's some washi tape, there's some wrapping paper, there's music paper, there's coloring paper, all kinds of scraps that you may just think you're going to toss, and then if you put them all together, it makes this really nice picture on your journaling cards. And that tucks right in here. And journaling space, all on the same paper. Over here we have just a couple of small journaling cards for you. Another collage. This book has plenty of collages. I was been using all my scraps that day. Little lace and flowers. Special thoughts, a good place to write your reminders. And more journaling cards on this page over here with a couple of pockets. We have a large pocket back here that you could actually use. And then there's one here. And there's actually one here, so there's room for you to put your a special card you got from someone, a special keepsake you can tuck back there in that pocket. And over here we have more journaling cards, some vellum here, music paper. I love music paper. It's a little old wagon with some flowers in it. How cute is that? And little butterflies for writing space. This is a journaling card as well. There's a video, my first video, that shows you how to make little cards like this. Mostly junk mail. I cover them with some paper from old magazines and some scrap papers, and you have great bookmarks or journaling cards. This page doesn't have much room to write, but I just found it very pretty with the pinks and the green and the white all together. A little garden. This little flower growing off the page. I need to move this down now, I think. Over here, this is the back of the first signature, and here it says, "Choose to see the good stuff." Little lace with buttons, looks like a little apron. We have journaling card here, some tulips and music paper, and back on the other side, a little bit of writing space. We have little wooden table with a book and a flower. And on the back, more writing space with some cute little butterflies. And over here we have another little cluster, a little button, a piece of material, a little lace, a little paper. How cute is that? Stay simple. Those are the best words I've been trying to live by. Keep things simple. It does help you get through the day sometimes. We tend to go too far into the future and forget what's going on in the moment. So if you stay simple, things seem to move. Here's another journaling card. This book is filled with lace and more gems. Here's another piece of an old earring. I had made some earrings out of clay. I can't remember the name of that, but that was a fun experience to make your own jewelry right from scratch. I think it's polymer clay, and you make them and bake them, and anyways, I only had the one. I lost one, so I put it here. This little pocket is just a small little pocket. We have just a little triangle for little journaling notes. And we have this little picture of an old magazine. Mock orange has fragrant white blooms. It's of course in black and white, but how cute is that? We love, I should say, I love the old magazines and flowers. I love flowers. This is a little journaling card, again, made from scrap papers and some junk mail. You know that junk mail that's a little bit firmer than just regular paper? And then you just cover them with paper and you have great little bookmark or journaling cards. It's great. More journaling space over here in the second signature. And little tiny journaling cards with a collage on the corner and a little flower. And there's 3 little pieces in here. This is a pretty little stone garden. This image is from a paper napkin. You peel them apart and then just use that top layer. Just put a little glue and you put it down and it's so pretty. This is glued to the page behind it. So you have a pocket here. Inside this pocket you have a really large journaling card. A lot of writing space. Even on the back here is some flower and germination information and some journaling space there. That tucks right in here. That little sleeve. We have like a little envelope with journaling cards. We have a butterfly, a little washi tape, just some journaling space on each one. So easy and quick to make. I will be walking you through all of these ideas as I continue to make videos for you. So you can build a journal together as you learn. Live, create, and tell the story. How fun is that? A journaling card. This is an old advertisement and index of what was in the magazine. These are from, like I said earlier, these are probably from the 70s. Perennials that attract butterflies and a whole list of flowers that you can have for your garden that would help bring butterflies to your yard. That's always a good thing. More journaling cards here out of old scraps. If you're one that journals, then you would appreciate all the little spaces and tucks and places to write. A whole page here for journaling. This is all copy dyed, as is here. There's a little tuck here with full paper to write on both sides. So there's quite a lot of space there. This is Pussy Willow, a little information on that. I like to add those little bits of information when I come across them. A couple of pretty flowery journaling cards here for little quick and easy card to use. Like I said, for a phone number, an email, a little appointment card. You can make so many uses with them. Here's a page with hydrangea. I love the hydrangeas. Where I lived before, there was hydrangeas everywhere. Now I'm in the south, and it's a little hot for them. They do work. They do well here, but they do better up in the northern states. Here's some little flowery journaling cards, and these little hearts. There's 3 of them, 3 little tucks. Each one with some journaling space on there. You just have to be careful how you glue your little hearts together so you don't close them. So you have room for your little tucks like that. And butterflies all over the page. This is some washi tape butterflies that made that little edge. On the back side there's a pocket here says, out of limitations comes creativity. Broaden your horizons. And this is a coffee dyed paper, some ink stain on it. Little page for that tuck. More writing space here. This is a nice big journaling card. Writing space on both sides. And here it says, when nothing is sure, everything is possible. We all need some positive reinforcement from time to time, so I like these little aspirations of thought. Little journaling cards. Sometimes there's not writing space, but they're just cute to have for bookmarks or little reminders. Some homemade ephemera. I love buttons. I use the buttons often. Using up all scraps of paper, some washi tape, matte paper, a little writing space. This little page is a garden in itself with the little pink leaves, and the back page here is all little flowers, some washi tape, a journaling card with a flower, and on the back some information about another flower seed, white flowers. Tuck that in. Some more writing space over here. And over here we have another journaling card tucked inside this pocket with different flowers and their names. More writing space over here. And then we have, right here we have a little band, a cloth material band that has, let me cut that little string there, just glued on either side with some, probably some Fabrifix. I like the Fabrifix because it glues paper to material, material to material, paper to paper. It's very universal. It's probably my favorite glue, along with my next would probably be I have a little craft glue that I get at the dollar store, and this stuff is great too. Dries fast, grabs quickly. I don't like to wait sometimes. I like to keep working, so I like the quick drying glue. Here's some little journaling cards, planting ground cover with some information there. This journal is all about the flowers and gardening. Practice kindness. Again, the inspirations are very meaningful right now as we go through some hard times. I know for some folks it's very difficult times, and for others it really has changed their day-to-day. But for those of us who struggle with different things, I like to inspire you with verses or words of inspiration and kindness, and I'm grateful that I can share that in my journals. I think everybody needs that from time to time. Here we are, ornamental cotton. It tells you all about the cotton. On this one here, there's a little surprise tuna burger, old recipes, baked tuna chow mein casserole. Now, I have never made these, but there's the recipes if you want to challenge yourself with that. You must like tuna. There's a little journaling card with some music on there and some pearls. Journaling card. A piece of coffee dyed paper. Folded up, tucked in there. Right. All kinds of things on there. There's a lot of writing room. Dress with some lace and a little butterfly. Another dangle over here with some old jewelry, some material, and a little rickrack, little ribbon, and some dangles. And here we have more coffee dyed papers. Just one big sheet you can use. It says memories. Put some important memories in there, and you can keep it tucked away. Here it says make a difference. I love the way the coffee dyes the lined paper because the blue lines turn pink, and then the green winds up edging the paper. And I couldn't do it twice if I tried, but it came out really nice. Sometimes they surprise me. This is a nice hard journaling card if you need to use it underneath another page for helping support. It says laughter on the back here with some old book pages wrapped around a piece of junk mail and glued in there. This has a nice cute little cluster with a flower, a little bit of bling, some lace, some music paper, a little piece of rose on a paper, more writing paper, and some ribbon. Just put them all together and just glue them down. Makes for a really cute corner. This is a little tuck made out of a little a water cup. Remember when you were kids and you would make the water cups to get a drink? I remember some of my teachers doing that in art class, just teach us how to make the cups, and then we could get water from the bubbler, because, you know, some of us didn't want to put our face in the water. I don't do that anymore, but you can tell how old I am. This little journal card says beautiful on there. I like to put words and little ribbons. This is a little piece of embroidery thread. And just tuck that in there. More journaling space. Little words. I love words of inspiration. Like I've said throughout this book, this is a very, soothing, pretty little flowery book with lots of inspirational words. It's like paying it forward for you, and then you can use it as a gift, send it to someone else. There are so many good things to do with a journal. Here we have some tucks, 2 journaling cards here. They're very blinged out here. And then in the end we have some more writing space, and in the very end another journaling card with some writing space on the paper bag. Good things are going to happen. And that's a great way to end this video for today. I'd like to thank you for going through this journal with me, and I hope that someone finds this journal in their heart and it finds its way to you. The journey is always here. We are going to build this community. I want to thank you all. I'm grateful for all the other crafters and their inspiration and their ideas to help my creativity. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And you can find my links below to my Etsy shop, where this book will be there for sale. And have a nice day.